Have you ever felt like life is passing by and you're not fully living it? Like each day is slipping through your fingers and you're stuck in routines that drain your energy instead of fueling your purpose. Today, I want to share 8 rules that can help you stop wasting your life and start living with real power. These aren't just motivational ideas, they are practical steps that, if applied consistently, can transform the way you experience every moment. The first rule is take responsibility for your life. Nothing powerful happens until you stop blaming external circumstances. Waiting for the right moment, the perfect job, or the ideal relationship is a trap. The moment you take full ownership of your choices, your actions, and your responses, you reclaim the power that has been dormant inside you. Responsibility is freedom in disguise. Second, clarify your purpose. Power comes from direction. Without a clear understanding of why you do what you do, life feels chaotic. Ask yourself, what truly matters to me? What contribution can I make that outlives me? Once you have clarity, every decision becomes easier, every effort more meaningful, and every setback simply a lesson along the path. The third rule is master your time. Life is a series of moments, and how you invest them defines your future. Stop giving your time to things that don't serve you. Schedule your priorities first, protect your focus, and guard your energy. Remember, saying no to distractions is not selfish. It's necessary to live with power. Fourth, embrace discomfort. Growth never happens in comfort zones. Real power is forged when you face fears, take on challenges, and step into situations that make you uneasy. Each time you stretch yourself, your confidence multiplies, and the world begins to expand instead of shrinking. The fifth rule is build habits, not just goals. Goals are temporary, but habits define who you are. Identify small, repeatable actions that lead to long-term results. If you want to live powerfully, focus on the systems that make growth inevitable, not just the outcomes you wish for. Sixth, curate your environment. You are influenced by the people you spend time with and the information you consume. Surround yourself with those who inspire, challenge, and support you. Limit exposure to negativity and actively seek environments that elevate your thinking and expand your potential. Seventh, practice gratitude and reflection. Powerful living is not just about action, it's about awareness. Take time daily to reflect on what's working, what's not, and what you're thankful for. Gratitude rewires your mind to see opportunity instead of obstacles and allows you to move forward with energy instead of resentment. Finally, the eighth rule is commit to lifelong learning. Life is dynamic, and power belongs to those who grow continuously. Read, listen, observe, experiment, and never settle for stagnation. Knowledge alone isn't power. Applied knowledge is. Apply what you learn, adapt what doesn't work, and keep evolving. These 8 rules are not just principles, they are tools. Tools to stop drifting, tools to reclaim your energy, and tools to live a life of intentional impact. Power isn't something you wait for, it's something you create moment by moment, decision by decision, habit by habit. Begin today and stop letting life slip by. 50 notes of the speech: take full responsibility for your life to reclaim personal power. Clarify your purpose to give direction to every action. Master your time and protect your energy from distractions. Embrace discomfort and challenges as the path to growth. Commit to lifelong learning and apply knowledge consistently. Taking full responsibility for your life is the cornerstone of living with power, yet so many of us overlook its significance. We often fall into the trap of thinking that our circumstances, other people, or even luck are in control of our destiny. We blame bosses for being difficult, markets for being unfair, governments for being corrupt, or even our families for not supporting us. While external factors certainly influence life, the moment you surrender your power to them, you give away the most critical thing you own, your agency. To truly stop wasting life, you must recognize that nothing meaningful can happen until you assume full responsibility for every choice, every reaction, and every outcome in your life. Responsibility is not about assigning blame, it is about reclaiming control. It's easy to fall into the comforting thought that someone else is at fault because it absolves us of effort. But this mindset is disempowering. It convinces you that you are a victim of circumstances rather than the architect of your reality. True power emerges when you look in the mirror and say, "This is on me. My life, my results, my growth, it all starts and ends with me." That simple declaration is the first step toward liberation. The moment you accept that, you stop waiting for permission, you stop waiting for opportunities to magically appear, and you stop letting fear dictate your actions. Assuming responsibility also means acknowledging that your emotions, your mindset, and your behaviors are your own. You can't control the world, but you can control how you respond to it. When something goes wrong, instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I adapt and move forward?" That shift in thinking transforms setbacks into opportunities. Every challenge becomes a lesson, every failure a stepping stone, and every criticism a tool for improvement. People who thrive in life are not those who never face problems. They are those who refuse to let problems define them. They treat responsibility not as a burden, but as a path to power. Taking responsibility also requires honesty with yourself. Many of us live in denial about our habits, choices, or patterns that hold us back. We promise to change tomorrow while repeating the same mistakes today. We wish for success without examining the compromises we make daily. To live with power, you must look at your life without excuses. This means acknowledging where you are not showing up fully, where you are procrastinating, and where you are settling for mediocrity. Only when you confront the truth about your behavior can you make intentional changes that lead to real growth. Moreover, responsibility empowers decision making. When you recognize that your outcomes are a result of your actions, you naturally start making more deliberate choices. You choose what aligns with your priorities rather than drifting based on habit or external pressures. You begin to act in ways that are consistent with your values and long-term vision. Even in situations where you feel constrained, taking responsibility allows you to identify areas where you do have control and to focus your energy there. That focus transforms frustration into action and despair into progress. Responsibility also extends to your relationships and environment. The energy you bring into interactions, the commitments you honor, and the standards you set for yourself all shape the quality of your life. By holding yourself accountable, you become a person others can rely on, and in turn, you attract people and situations that reinforce your growth instead of detracting from it. Power is contagious, and when you own your life, you naturally influence the world around you in positive ways. Finally, taking full responsibility builds resilience. Life will inevitably throw challenges, disappointments, and failures your way. Those who blame external forces crumble under pressure. Those who take responsibility adapt, recover, and move forward stronger. Each time you face difficulty and choose to own it rather than escape it, you strengthen your inner resources and expand your capacity to handle even greater challenges in the future. Responsibility is not restrictive, it is liberating. It shifts the locus of control from chance to choice, from fear to courage, and from passivity to action. In essence, taking full responsibility is about reclaiming your power. It is about stepping out of the victim mentality and stepping into your role as the leader of your life. Every decision you make, every reaction you have, and every habit you cultivate either adds to or diminishes that power. By owning your life entirely, you no longer drift aimlessly, waiting for change to happen. Instead, you become the driving force, the architect, and the catalyst for the life you truly want. The moment you embrace this principle, you begin living intentionally, boldly, and with authentic power. Clarifying your purpose is one of the most powerful steps you can take to stop wasting life and start living with intention. Many people drift through their days without a clear understanding of why they do what they do. They wake up, follow routines, meet obligations, and go to bed wondering where the time went. Life feels like a series of disconnected moments, leaving them exhausted, frustrated, and unfulfilled. Purpose acts as a compass. It gives direction, meaning, and focus to your actions. Without it, even the most diligent effort can feel empty, like running on a treadmill without ever reaching your destination. Purpose is not just a lofty idea or a vague sense of passion. It is the underlying reason that drives your choices and motivates your behavior consistently. When you know your purpose, every decision, no matter how small, aligns with a bigger vision. It becomes easier to prioritize what matters, to resist distractions, and to persevere when challenges arise. Purpose transforms effort into momentum, obstacles into lessons, and setbacks into stepping stones. It is the engine that fuels a life of power and significance. Finding your purpose requires deep self-reflection. It starts with asking questions you might normally avoid. What do I care about deeply? What contribution can I make that will matter beyond my lifetime? What would I do even if no one noticed or rewarded me? These questions are not meant to produce instant answers. They are meant to open your mind to what is truly meaningful. Purpose often reveals itself at the intersection of your talents, your passions, and the needs of the world around you. It is not something that is handed to you. It is something you discover through introspection, experimentation, and experience. Clarifying your purpose also demands courage. Many people avoid this process because it might expose uncomfortable truths about their current life. They realize that what they are doing day to day may not align with what they value most, and that realization can be unsettling. But avoiding the truth only prolongs dissatisfaction. When you are willing to face your reality honestly, you give yourself the chance to create intentional change. Clarifying purpose is not a one-time task, it is an ongoing practice. As you grow, your understanding of what matters will evolve, and your actions must evolve with it. Once purpose is clarified, it naturally simplifies decision-making. Life is full of choices, and when you are unclear about what matters, even minor decisions can feel overwhelming. But when you know your why, the answers become clearer. Opportunities that align with your purpose feel energizing, while distractions and obligations that do not serve your purpose lose their appeal. Purpose acts as a filter, helping you conserve energy, focus on high-impact activities, and avoid the trap of business without progress. Every action becomes intentional, and every effort becomes meaningful. Purpose also provides resilience in the face of adversity. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. Without a clear sense of purpose, setbacks can feel devastating and discouraging. With purpose, however, challenges are seen as part of the journey rather than the end of the road. Purpose gives you something bigger than immediate circumstances to hold on to. It allows you to endure hardship, stay committed, and find creative solutions when the path is blocked. It is the difference between giving up when things get difficult and pushing forward with determination. Furthermore, a clearly defined purpose enhances your influence and impact. People are drawn to those who act with intention because purpose is magnetic. When you operate from clarity, your energy is more focused, your communication is more compelling, and your actions inspire others. Purpose gives your life coherence, turning everyday activities into a story that is meaningful not just to you, but to those around you. It is through this clarity that you begin to live with power, shaping not only your own life, but also positively affecting the lives of others. Clarifying purpose is not about perfection or having all the answers. It is about establishing a direction that guides you consistently and intentionally. It is about choosing to live a life aligned with your values rather than drifting in response to external pressures. It requires reflection, honesty, and the courage to take action in accordance with what truly matters. Purpose is the foundation upon which powerful living is built, and without it, no amount of effort, talent, or knowledge can achieve lasting fulfillment. In essence, clarifying your purpose transforms how you experience life. It turns aimless activity into deliberate action, distractions into opportunities for focus, and setbacks into lessons for growth. It allows you to live each day with energy, intention, and a sense of contribution that goes beyond yourself. The clarity of purpose is what separates those who merely exist from those who live with power, creating a life that is not only successful but also deeply meaningful. Mastering your time is one of the most critical skills for living a powerful and intentional life, yet it is often the most overlooked. Time is the one resource that is equally distributed to everyone, and yet how we use it determines the trajectory of our lives. Many people feel overwhelmed, constantly busy, yet never truly productive. They react to every demand, distraction, and interruption, leaving them exhausted and frustrated at the end of the day. Mastering your time is not about cramming more tasks into your schedule. It is about making deliberate choices that align with your priorities and values. It is about recognizing that every minute spent has an opportunity cost, and that how you invest your time determines the quality of your life. The first step in mastering your time is understanding that time is your most precious asset. Unlike money, you cannot earn it back once it is gone. Many people waste time unconsciously on activities that bring little value, scrolling endlessly on social media, attending unproductive meetings, or engaging in mindless distractions. To live with power, you must treat time with the respect it deserves. Every hour, every minute, and every second is an opportunity to move closer to your goals or drift further from them. When you internalize this truth, you start to make choices that reflect the value of your time. Prioritization is at the heart of time mastery. Life presents endless demands, and it is impossible to do everything. The key is to distinguish between what is urgent and what is important. Urgent tasks scream for attention, but they may not contribute to your long-term objectives. Important tasks, on the other hand, are those that align with your purpose, your growth, and your vision. When you focus on what is truly important, you ensure that your energy is directed toward meaningful outcomes rather than being consumed by endless business. Learning to say no to distractions and low-value activities is essential. Every no is a yes to something that matters. Time mastery also requires planning and structure. This does not mean micromanaging every minute, but it does mean having clarity about your priorities and organizing your day around them. Allocate blocks of time for deep work, reflection, learning, and meaningful interactions. Avoid multitasking, which splits focus and reduces efficiency. Instead, commit to single tasking, giving your full attention to one activity at a time. This allows you to produce higher quality results in less time and reduces the mental fatigue that comes from constant context switching. Another aspect of mastering your time is understanding your natural rhythms and energy levels. Each person has periods of peak focus and creativity, as well as times when energy dips. By aligning your most important and demanding tasks with your peak periods, you maximize productivity and effectiveness. Conversely, routine or low-energy tasks can be scheduled during periods of lower focus. This alignment of energy and activity not only improves efficiency, but also enhances your overall sense of flow and fulfillment throughout the day. Technology can be both a tool and a trap in time management. While it allows us to communicate, organize, and automate, it also bombards us with notifications, emails, and endless distractions. Mastering your time involves consciously controlling your technology rather than allowing it to control you. Set boundaries for email and social media usage, use tools to automate repetitive tasks, and create intentional spaces for uninterrupted work. By doing so, you reclaim hours that would otherwise be lost to fragmented attention and digital noise. Reflection and review are essential components of time mastery. At the end of each day, week, or month, assess how you spent your time. Identify patterns where time was wasted and opportunities where it was used effectively. Reflection allows you to make adjustments, improve your scheduling, and become more intentional about future actions. It is through consistent reflection that you move from being reactive to proactive, taking control of your life rather than being controlled by circumstances. Finally, mastering your time is about creating balance. Power does not come from working relentlessly at the expense of your health, relationships, or well-being. True time mastery integrates work, rest, learning, and meaningful connections. It ensures that every moment is spent purposefully, not just efficiently. It is about cultivating a rhythm of life where priorities, productivity, and personal fulfillment coexist, allowing you to live fully and intentionally. When you master your time, you take command of your life. You stop being a victim of circumstances and begin to lead your days with intention. Every decision about how to spend your minutes compounds into a life that is either powerful and meaningful or fragmented and wasted. Time mastery is not just a skill, it is a foundation for living with purpose, energy, and authentic impact. It allows you to move deliberately toward your goals while maintaining control over your life and your future. Embracing discomfort is one of the most misunderstood principles of living a powerful and intentional life. Many people spend their days seeking comfort, avoiding challenges, and staying within the familiar boundaries of their routines. Comfort feels safe, but it is also the enemy of growth. Real progress, confidence, and power are not built in moments of ease. They are forged when you step into the unknown, face uncertainty, and push yourself beyond your limits. Discomfort is not something to fear or avoid. It is a signal that you are stretching, evolving, and moving toward your potential. The first step in embracing discomfort is recognizing its role in growth. Every skill you have, every achievement you celebrate, and every milestone you reach was once uncomfortable. Learning a new skill, speaking in public, starting a business, or even making a difficult decision all involve stepping into discomfort. The difference between those who succeed and those who stagnate is not talent or luck. It is the willingness to experience temporary discomfort for long-term gain. When you view discomfort as a teacher rather than a threat, it becomes an essential tool for transformation rather than something to avoid. Discomfort also builds resilience. Life is unpredictable and challenges are inevitable. People who avoid discomfort are often ill-prepared to handle setbacks or adversity. By deliberately facing challenges, taking risks, and pushing beyond familiar limits, you develop mental and emotional strength. Each time you navigate a situation that feels uncomfortable, you expand your capacity to handle future difficulties. Over time, you stop seeing challenges as obstacles and start seeing them as opportunities to prove to yourself what you are capable of. Another critical aspect of embracing discomfort is confronting fear. Fear and discomfort are closely linked. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of uncertainty often prevent people from taking action. By stepping into discomfort, you confront these fears directly. Each small act of courage, speaking up when it's difficult, trying something new, or taking a path others avoid, reduces the power fear holds over you. Fear becomes manageable, not paralyzing, and the discomfort associated with growth becomes familiar, even empowering. Discomfort also drives innovation and creativity. When you remain in the comfort zone, you rely on the familiar and predictable. Ideas become repetitive, solutions become conventional, and your thinking becomes limited. By embracing discomfort, you force your mind to adapt, problem solve, and explore perspectives that would otherwise remain hidden. New opportunities, creative insights, and breakthroughs often appear in moments when you push yourself beyond the familiar. Discomfort challenges you to think differently, act boldly, and discover possibilities that comfort could never reveal. Embracing discomfort requires intentionality. It is not about recklessness or unnecessary risk-taking. It is about deliberate exposure to situations that stretch your capabilities. This could mean taking on a project that intimidates you, having a difficult conversation you've been avoiding, or pursuing a goal that feels just beyond your reach. The key is to recognize that discomfort is a signal of growth, not a warning to retreat. By intentionally seeking experiences that challenge you, you train yourself to thrive in situations that others might avoid, giving you a unique advantage in both personal and professional life. Furthermore, discomfort teaches patience and persistence. Growth rarely happens instantly. It requires sustained effort, repeated failures, and continuous adjustment. By accepting discomfort as part of the process, you stop expecting immediate results and instead focus on consistent progress. Each uncomfortable step, even when it feels slow or uncertain, compounds over time into significant personal transformation. Embracing discomfort helps you develop a mindset of perseverance and determination that cannot be shaken by temporary setbacks or obstacles. Discomfort also deepens self-awareness. When you step into situations that push your limits, you uncover your strengths, weaknesses, and values more clearly. You learn what truly matters to you, where your limits lie, and how far you are willing to go to achieve your goals. Without discomfort, self-knowledge is superficial. It is only through facing challenges that you discover your true character and potential. This awareness empowers you to make better decisions, take more intentional actions, and align your life with your highest priorities. Ultimately, embracing discomfort is about choosing growth over ease, courage over fear, and potential over stagnation. It is a mindset that transforms obstacles into opportunities, challenges into lessons, and fear into action. By intentionally stepping into discomfort, you unlock levels of power, confidence, and resilience that would remain dormant otherwise. Every uncomfortable choice, every moment of courage, and every challenge faced head-on compounds in a life of greater freedom, meaning, and impact. Living powerfully is not about avoiding difficulty. It is about welcoming it, navigating it, and emerging stronger on the other side. Building habits rather than focusing solely on goals is one of the most transformative approaches to living a powerful and intentional life. Goals are important. They provide direction, aspiration, and something to strive for, but they are temporary markers. Once achieved, they can leave you feeling empty, unfulfilled, or unsure of what comes next. Habits, on the other hand, shape your daily actions, define your character, and create sustainable progress over time. They are the invisible architecture of your life. If you want to stop wasting your potential and start living with power, your focus must shift from chasing outcomes to designing the systems and routines that make growth inevitable. The first reason habits are more powerful than goals is that they provide consistency. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances change faster than we can react. Goals are outcome-based and often depend on factors beyond your control. Habits, however, are within your control. They are repeatable actions that, when performed consistently, compound over time into remarkable results. A single act of effort may seem insignificant, but when repeated daily, it becomes a force multiplier. Small intentional habits create momentum, and momentum is the key to achieving meaningful, lasting change. Habits also reduce the reliance on motivation, which is fleeting. Many people fail to follow through on goals because they wait to feel inspired or find the right moment. Motivation is unpredictable. It comes and goes, often leaving people stuck when they need it most. Habits bypass the need for constant motivation by turning actions into automatic routines. When your habits are well designed, they execute themselves without requiring daily persuasion or willpower. This allows you to maintain progress even on days when energy is low or distractions abound. Another crucial aspect of habit building is that it shifts your focus from outcomes to processes. Goals are often distant and abstract. They tell you where you want to go, but not how to get there. Habits define the how. By creating daily systems that support your objectives, you ensure that your actions are aligned with your vision. For instance, instead of setting a goal to get fit, you develop the habit of exercising for 30 minutes every morning and eating nutrient-rich meals consistently. Over time, the process becomes embedded in your life, and the outcome, fitness, is a natural byproduct rather than a forced achievement. Habits also foster resilience and adaptability. Life will inevitably throw obstacles in your path, and those who rely solely on goals often falter when challenges arise. Habits, however, build a foundation of discipline that carries you through difficulties. When adversity strikes, your routines keep you on track, maintaining progress even under pressure. Over time, habits cultivate mental toughness, patience, and the ability to navigate setbacks without losing momentum. They provide structure when life feels chaotic and allow you to remain consistent in pursuit of long-term growth. The process of building habits also strengthens self-awareness and personal accountability. Every habit reflects a choice you make and an area of your life you prioritize. By examining your current routines, you can identify which actions support your vision and which detract from it. This awareness allows you to replace unproductive behaviors with positive, intentional ones. It transforms your life from a series of reactive decisions into a deliberate design, where every habit reinforces your values, purpose, and long-term goals. Furthermore, habits have a compounding effect that goals cannot replicate. A single goal is often achieved and then completed, leaving a gap of the next objective emerges. Habits, when compounded, create continuous growth. Reading 10 pages a day may seem minor, but over a year it results in the equivalent of dozens of books read. Practicing a skill daily may feel slow, but over time, mastery emerges. The accumulation of small, consistent actions produces exponential results, making habits far more powerful than short-term goal chasing. Finally, building habits shifts your identity. Goals are external. They define what you want to achieve. Habits are internal. They define who you become. When you consistently practice positive habits, you internalize the values, behaviors, and mindset of the person you aspire to be. You stop thinking in terms of temporary achievements and start living as someone who naturally embodies excellence, discipline, and power. The habits you cultivate become your character, and your character becomes the foundation of lasting success. In essence, focusing on habits rather than goals transforms the way you live. Habits provide consistency, reduce reliance on motivation, create sustainable progress, build resilience, and shape your identity. They turn small, intentional actions into compounding growth that carries you toward your vision every single day. When you design your life around powerful habits, you no longer chase fleeting outcomes. You create a structure for living with purpose, energy, and lasting impact. Habits are the engine that powers every meaningful life, and mastering them is the key to living with authentic power. When we step back and look at these 5 principles together, a clear pattern emerges. Life is not about waiting for the perfect moment, wishing for the right circumstances, or hoping for change to happen on its own. It is about taking ownership, living intentionally, and designing every day with purpose. Taking responsibility for your life gives you the power to act instead of react. Clarifying your purpose provides direction so that every decision aligns with what truly matters. Mastering your time ensures that your energy is invested in meaningful actions, not lost in distractions. Embracing discomfort pushes you to grow, adapt, and build resilience in the face of challenges. And finally, building habits rather than chasing goals creates consistent progress and shapes the person you are becoming. When you integrate these principles, you stop drifting and start leading your life with clarity, focus, and power. You begin to understand that every choice, every action, and every habit matters because they compound to define the quality of your life. Living with power is not about doing more. It is about doing what truly matters with intention, courage, and persistence. It is about reclaiming control, embracing challenges, and committing to a path that aligns with your highest values and potential. The life you have always wanted is not waiting somewhere in the future. It is built here, moment by moment, decision by decision, and habit by habit. Today, you have the opportunity to stop wasting life and start living with power. Own your choices, clarify your purpose, invest your time wisely, embrace the challenges that push you to grow, and cultivate habits that shape your future. The moment you commit to these principles, you step into a life of authentic power, fulfillment, and lasting impact. The choice is yours, and the power to live fully has always been within you.